In the last week, there's been a few storms where I live. And amidst the thunder, rain, and lightning, I found something more powerful than any storm could ever be. That something was an idea. I think you're going to want to hear this. We know storms are notoriously gloomy, and if they're severe enough, they can even strike terror in those observing them. But regardless of how they're viewed, one thing is certain, and it's that they occur. Storms are a definite thing. They come to undisturbed lands with their chaotic mix of elements and leave the place different than they found it. They're a catalyst for change and growth nonetheless, even if they are sometimes devastating. So the other day, I was driving around the city and found myself in the middle of one of these storms, seeing firsthand all it had to offer, and ultimately watching it come and go before my eyes. As the rain stopped falling, I remember feeling the somber atmosphere slowly drift away, lagging behind the clouds that had brought it in the first place. Then came a stillness, a unique stillness, one birthed from finding the balance between fear of what just was and curiosity to what is now. But the balance was ultimately found, and it led me to something incredible.
Yo.
What comes after a storm?
I'm finding the rainbow right now.
I followed this rainbow around until it led me to this location. I didn't realize it immediately, but this area has a very special place in my heart.
This is my old neighborhood.
As I got out of the car, my breath was taken away by the amazing colors and formations in the sky.
Gosh.
I admired all the beauty before me, but couldn't help but keep in mind what had just preceded it. The storm. To me, it was obvious the storm was responsible for the sight I was now bearing witness to. But how was it that something so dark and frightening gave birth to something so light and beautiful? I sat in a state of amazement and perplexity, contemplating the events that had just unfolded.
I am so blown away by this right now.
Outside, as well as inside of me, a change had taken place. You know those times when you hear or see something so profound that you feel it in your whole body? Sort of like getting the chills, but it comes from something having clicked inside of you. Time had stood still, and a new me was born out of that moment. I no longer viewed the world how I had always viewed it, and even my old concept of self seemed to fade a little. Putting it into words seems to diminish the effect it had on me, but hopefully this can give you something. Over the past couple of weeks, I've felt low, out of sync with the world and myself, lacking the drive I used to be so full of, and honestly feeling a little hopeless about it all. But as I looked at those clouds, a part of me realized that I was connected to it all, that somehow the storm I had just seen come and go was like the phase of life I am now experiencing. Perhaps the storm in my psyche is the very thing needed for me to make the changes in order to grow. And with enough time and effort, the rainbow is sure to come. But don't get too comfortable, because even those don't last forever.